and sing our opening hymn 195, Life is for Living. All right, here we go. Let's see.
So today is anniversary and birthday day. Does anybody have an anniversary in May? No, nobody? Does anyone have a birthday in May?
Oh,
woo!
I do.
Come on, James, happy birthday.
And James too?
James, happy birthday to us.
I thought you were still taking names and stuff.
No, it's just two of us.
Oh, all right, here we go.
Every Sunday, except for this Sunday, because...
No, we had it. Yeah, we had it.
You did? Okay, good. Okay. From 9 to 9:30 in the library. So it's a guided meditation, and there's time for quiet time and reflection. So know that that's always available. Our prayer chaplain today is Jan Carnes. If you want to pray, she'll be with you over there in that corner. And I'm serving as a board member today. So any questions you have about the church, about the board, I'll be happy to discuss with you. Please join me in saying our mission statement. Swing bulletin. Here's swing bulletin. Together. Our mission is to provide a prosperous and loving community by connecting to God through prayer and following the teachings of Christ.
Wonderful words of life.
our opening statement. It's in your bulletin. Together. The joy of the Lord is my strength. And let us pray. And we say, Father, Mother, God, living, loving presence. We are grateful for our blessings. We know that we are due the key to the kingdom. We send out our love, our blessings for those in need. We pray that the wildfires that are all along the West Coast will come and be contained. We pray that people who are struggling for food, for gas, or whatever, can get what they need. We know that there's nothing stronger than the Christ presence within. Whatever comes, we know that it can be handled. We ask this and all blessings in the name and through the power of the living Christ. And so it is. Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be tomorrow they'll forget you ever sang. Sing it anyway. Sing it anyway. I dream, I sing, I love anyway. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, this month's theme is strength and zeal. I think you have to have, I guess you have to have strength in order to have zeal, or is it do you have to have zeal in order to have strength? Yes, right, exactly. Which came first? Zeal or strength? The chicken and the egg proposition, right? But strength is not always easy. In fact, it's rarely easy. Because sometimes the strength that you need the most, you need it in the times when it's hardest to come up with it. There's an old saying, and I can't remember who said it, or who it's attributed to, is you don't know how strong you can be until being strong is the only option you have. And a lot of people, most people, have found out how strong they are because they've had no other choice. And I think all of us at some point in our lives have had some kind of test of that. I mean, I know I have, I'm sure everybody here has too. You face something, whether it's grief or financial stress or family issues or whatever it is, and you come up and you find, okay, you know, the other one is to just crawl in a ball and die, and I'm certainly not going to do that. So, God, here I am. One of the most difficult things to do with regard to strength, one of the things that requires the most strength, at least in my opinion anyway, is being yourself. Being who you're supposed to be. There's a great quote here from Oscar Wilde that goes like this. Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions. Their lives a mimicry. Their passions a quotation. And we don't think about that often. First time I read that, I go, no, that's not true. And, you know, when I was in my teens and 20s, I lived by quotations. This person said this, and this person said that. Is that really? Later in life, I'm starting to think, is that really me? I don't know, maybe. Just to prove my point, I'm going to give you some other quotations. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Steve Jobs. To be honest in a world that is constantly trying to make you into something else is the greatest accomplishment of all. Ralph Waldo Emerson. When I was a child, my mother said to me, if you become a soldier, then you'll be a general. If you become a monk, you'll be the Pope. Instead, I became a painter, and I wound up as Picasso. If God had wanted me otherwise, He would have created me otherwise. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, poet and author. We often use the word identity to mean who I am. This is my identity. As a matter of fact, just before our service this morning, I was talking with Mary and a few other people about word origins and linguistics. I want to share a little bit with you this morning. The word identity actually comes from the Latin meaning idem, I-D-E-M, which means the same. It's also the root word for identical. So if we are seeking our identity, we are seeking our tribe, our group to which we feel we belong. Where do I fit in the world? What social or religious or political or whatever kind of a group do we belong in? Now, to a certain extent, this is okay. We want to know who we belong to. We're social creatures by nature. We need to belong to some kind of group. Whether it's career or employer or family, friends. We need people around us. But not at the expense of who we are. And that's often what happens. But identity are all good things because we all have the desire and need to belong to some kind of group or tribe. On the other hand, the word individual comes from two Latin words. In, meaning not, or the opposite of, and dividere, which means to divide. So it literally means indivisible. Just like it says in our Pledge of Allegiance. So, when you're being individual, your individual self, your qualities and temperament and personality traits, all of who you are as a human being is completely unique to you. Only you. The real trick is maintaining that balance between identity and individualism. And too often, we lose our individuality at the expense, we claim our identity at the expense of our individuality. We say, okay, I want to join this group. Oh, but first, I have to hang up my individualism. No! That's what makes a group even better, is all the uniqueness and the individuality that goes into it. Otherwise, we become the same thing. Do you like apple pie? Yes, I like apple pie. I hate apple pie, but okay, oh yeah, I love apple pie. No! I know that's a silly comparison, but you get the point. So we need both individuality and identity. But as I said, the problem comes when we build our identity, more accurately, when societal pressures force an identity upon us at the expense of our individuality. Then who we are, who God made us truly to be, gets lost. Or worse yet, disappears completely. And even worse, we can't find it anymore. We lose track of who we are because we spend so much time trying to be what everybody else wants us to be. That can happen in school, it can happen in family groups, it can happen at work, it can happen in marriages, it can happen anywhere. The other person is so strongly committed to who they want you to be, or the other people are, and we kind of just lose track of who we are. And if you've seen the movie, I don't know how many people have ever seen the movie Braveheart by Mel Gibson. Great movie. The tagline is one of the best that have ever been created, at least I think. It says, every man dies, not every man truly lives. How often do we put aside our individuality in favor of fitting in with someone else's idea of who we are supposed to be? I would say probably more often than we realize. I know I've done it, and I think I probably continue to do it. As a teacher now, as a middle school music teacher, I've been doing this for 4 years, I see my students struggle with identity versus individuality struggles on a daily basis. They try desperately to express who they are as individuals, but all they're doing is strengthening their group identity. They try to highlight their hair, wear certain types of jewelry, fingernail polish, slapping logos and company stickers on their binders and water bottles. This is who I am. No, it's not. That's who somebody else is. You're just becoming a part of that group. But none of that works because all they're doing is reinforcing their tribe identity instead of truly expressing their individuality. That's why kids continue to do this. But we do this too. As you drive down the street, you see all kinds of company stickers and this and that, and political stickers and whatnot, and say, that's who I am. No, it's not. That's who somebody else is. And we wonder why we still struggle with being happy and being joyful. Because we're still living somebody else's individualism. We're living some other kind of group identity. None of those things are effective in helping us express who we are as individuals, because individuality doesn't come from a piece of jewelry or a hair color or a tattoo or, God forbid, a piercing. Colored hair, a sticker, whether it's on a water bottle or a bumper. True individuality comes from here. So is it any wonder that middle and high schoolers are so frequently depressed and suicidal? They have all this, Adidas, that's who I am. No, that's just the shoes you wear. Right? Phoenix Suns, that's who I am. No, you're just a fan. That's great, but it's not who you are. Go to the game. Wear Adidas shoes. Have hot dogs and soda pop and beer or whatever else you want to have. But don't become that. It's really hard to pull back. What's that old quote from Godfather Part 3? I keep trying to escape, but keep pulling me back in. It's the same idea here. That identity, that group identity just keeps pulling us back in. Talk about needing strength. We try to express our strength. And even harder, we try to express zeal because of the identity, the group that we're in. But it doesn't work. Does anybody have a food? I don't want to open this up for a second. Anybody have a food they absolutely cannot stand? Anybody? Food? Lori? Okra. Okay. Okra.
This one for okra too.
So let's imagine that we all can't stand okra. Just pretend for a minute. We can't stand okra. And yet, we want to be liked and we want to be part of the group, so we join the Okra of the Month Club. And we sit there and go, this is lovely, it's wonderful. And we get home and go, oh, next month's meeting. Oh, goody, next month's meeting. But we do it anyway. When all along, all we want is burgers and fries. At least that's me anyway. I don't know about you guys. I want a burger. I want a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. I want pizza. I want spaghetti. I don't know. Anything but okra. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend the okra lovers out there, but
Okra and bacon.
okra and bacon. Okra and bacon. Oh yeah. Fire up the stove, baby. Let's go. Society has always tried to dictate to a certain extent what we should be and say and do with our lives. It's stronger now than ever before. I had somebody tell me once, the 70s called, they want their sweater back. Ever heard anyone say something like that? But I like my sweater. I don't care if it belonged to Gandhi. I'm wearing it. The herd mentality has always been a powerful force. I like bell bottoms. Remember, bell bottoms are actually coming back in style now. I remember bell bottoms. I wore them. I was a kid, but I wore them in the 70s. Now they look weird to me, but they didn't then. I even wore a leisure suit a couple times for Easter back in the 70s. Blue, short sleeve. They looked great. As a matter of fact, back in the early to mid-90s, I was working on an opera somewhere back east. I was doing a production of Aida, Giuseppe Verdi's Aida, and the man who played Amonasio, the king, came to rehearsals every single day in a green short-sleeve leisure suit. Every single day. Every single day. I don't know if he had it dry cleaned every day or he just had multiple versions of it. He's the nicest guy in the world. And I felt sorry, a lot of people look at him and go, how come the sun is on it? This is like, 20 years past its prime. Anyway, it was fun. But he was the sweetest guy in the world. But in all this, there's one thing that's been amplified that has amplified this powerful force. It's something that seems like it would be a wonderful plus in our lives. It helps us stay connected to friends and family and people we haven't seen in ages. It even helps us meet new people with a click of a mouse. What is this thing? I'll give you 2 guesses. Social media. Social media can be a great thing. It's a tool. But just like any other tool, it can be misused. And the problem becomes one of comparison. On social media, we only see small snippets or highlights of people's holidays and social gatherings and sporting events and family events. Most people don't share the little mundane details of their lives. Right? Oh, some people do, I guess. Yes, I changed my clothes, I washed my socks today, I took a shower, and I went and bathed the dog. And so people frequently, especially kids, will look at these sites like Facebook and Instagram and others and compare their normal daily existence to other people's highlight reels. Not realizing that everyone has mundane daily tasks that they do. We all do. Have you ever looked at whether you're on television or you're at the movies and you see a movie trailer come on? Boy, does that look exciting! In a world where boom, bang, crash, explosion, laughs, giggles, fights, blah, 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 all that stuff going on. Then you get to the movie and it's 3 hours later. Why? Because we compared the highlight reel to the real thing. You ever heard a movie critic say, the only funny parts are in the trailer? We're comparing a highlight to the real thing. If we only stopped comparing and realized how much we are all alike in that way. We all have mundane daily tasks. We all take baths and showers. We all wash our clothes. We all make bacon and eggs or cereal or whatever we have for breakfast. We all walk the dog or bathe the dog or bathe the cat. My great-grandmother used to bathe the cat. That was a fun thing. Yes, she did. We would realize that we need to stop comparing ourselves. Stop competing with somebody else to have a better highlight reel. What a waste of time. What a waste of life. There's always been this pressure to do something and be something other than our true and authentic selves. But never has it been more amplified than right now, over the last 10, 15 years of social media. It's actually become even more amplified over the last couple of years of COVID because that's how everybody stayed in contact. We did Facebook, Twitter, FaceTime, Zoom. As a teacher, I think I've logged more Zoom hours than anything else in my entire life. And so that highlight reel has gotten even bigger. And the worst part of all this is that if we follow someone else's highlight reel, it still won't make us happy. We've already talked about why. Mostly because it's not ours. It doesn't belong to us. I'm sure we're probably all familiar with the old phrase, keep it up with the Joneses. It's the same idea. Well, Fred next door got a Mercedes-Benz, so I have to go get one. Why? Right? We spend money we don't have, buying things we don't really want to impress people we don't like. Why? Don't do that. The only thing that matters is you and God. That's it. You and God. I have a personal philosophy. and the one by which I have always lived, and this is my personal quote, I would rather live my life as a real nobody than a fake somebody. It's like wearing ill-fitting clothes that are always squeezing and poking in the wrong places. It just doesn't fit. So quickly, here are 4 things that we can do to be ourselves, to be more of ourselves. Follow your heart. I know that sounds really cliched and hackneyed, right? Follow your heart. Right? It sounds overly simplistic, but it's really true. Whatever you go to bed at night thinking about, wake up in the morning thinking about, that's who you are. Or at least that's who you should be. Even if you wake up and you're sad about something or you're depressed about something else, there's always this underground little tickling in your mind that says, this is who I am. Even if other things cover it up. Pay attention to that thing trying to dig its way out. That's your heart telling you. That's God telling you. Express your authentic self. I know it's kind of similar to follow your heart. But we kind of covered that a little bit in the social media issue. Comparing your real life to somebody else's highlight reel. Be your authentic self. That means that you wear stripes and plaid and a clown mask or clown makeup and a mohawk to the bank and say, hey, I'm here to make a withdrawal. Okay, maybe don't do that. Maybe we won't do that. Maybe that's a little too far. But you get the point. Here's a big one. Don't be afraid to walk alone. Don't be afraid to walk alone. I've done that a lot in my life, especially because back in the 90s and early 2000s when I was singing in my opera career. I traveled all over the country alone all the time. I rarely ate with other people. But you know what? I found some of the best little corner spots on the planet. The best pizza joints, the best Philly sandwich places, the best hot dog places, the best veggie places, the best burger joints, whatever it was. They were small little hole-in-the-wall, out-of-the-way places that nobody else went, and I got there first. Some of the best places on the planet, the most scenic, the most beautiful places, and I'm talking figuratively as well as literally, are found when you break away from the crowd and dance in the rain on your own. Break out. Don't keep that ball and chain called society around your leg. Cut it off. Go off on your own. Explore a little bit. Don't be afraid to walk alone. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Even if it freaks people out and offends people, so what? And finally, this is a pretty basic one. Limit social media. Doing singing and music, writing my own music and stuff, I probably should technically use social media more. But I have a hard time with it. You know, everybody says, well, you know, your fans want to know what you have for breakfast, what you're doing, what you're wearing, what you're doing this. You know, I find that mind-numbingly boring watching it someone else, and I just can't imagine anybody wanting to watch me do it. I probably have to get over that as an entertainer, but there you have it. And does all this take strength? You bet it does. Yeah. Sometimes we really have to dig deep to find the strength to do this. And sometimes the hardest person to convince to break away from all this is us, right in here and in here. We have to break away from who we think we're supposed to be and focus more on who we were born to be. Because God did not create you to be just one of the crowd. Oh yeah, everybody needs to shine in their own way. Say it with me. I'm going to follow my heart. Together? I'm going to follow my heart. I'm not afraid to walk alone.
I'm not afraid to walk alone.
Okay, I heard a little bit of trepidation there. Let's try that again. I'm not afraid to walk alone.
I'm not afraid to walk alone.
Much better. All right. I'm going to limit social media. Ooh. Oh, we're not saying it. Let's try. I'm going to limit social media. All right, cool. Okay. Do you believe it?
Yes.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, as I come down today, I'm going to sing a piece that we're all pretty familiar with. And as I sing this, I want you to make the words your own. I am as God created me. I am a light in this world. I am